Football, the beautiful game, or more accurately, a multi-billion-dollar simulation of medieval warfare where 22 billionaires chase a leather sphere while millions of people in pubs screaming at televisions pretend they could do better. If you've ever watched a match and wondered why certain players stand where they stand, or why some look like they are on the verge of a psychological breakdown, it's because everyone on the pitch has a highly specific, spatially rigid job. Today, we are dissecting every single position in the sport within less than 20 minutes, from the guy who is legally allowed to cheat to the guys who get paid entirely to steal all the glory. And since it's World Cup season, what better time than now? Grab a drink. This is going to take a minute. Part 1. The Outcast, the Existential Dread, O and Fullbacks. Let's start at the very back with the goalkeeper, GK. The designated weirdo of the family. To be a goalkeeper is to accept a life of profound psychological isolation. You are the only player permitted to use your hands, provided you stay inside your 18-yard box and don't think too hard about the fact that your entire team dislikes you the moment you make a mistake. A goalkeeper can make 9 miraculous, gravity-defying saves, but if a wet ball slips through their legs in the 91st minute, then you're a €50 million liability. In modern tactics, they have split into 2 branches: the traditional shot stopper, a human wall who puts their face in front of speeding leather missiles, and the sweeper keeper, a goalie who thinks they are a midfielder wandering 30 yards outside their box and giving their manager an annual cardiovascular event. Directly in front of them are the center backs, CB. These individuals are selected purely for their height, lack of fear, and willingness to physically bully teenagers. Their job is simple. If the ball passes you, the human attached to it must not. You usually have an aggressive stopper to head the ball away and a calmer coverer to clean up the mess. If a team plays a back 3, you might see a ball-playing center back, defenders who went to art school and try to ping 60-yard diagonal passes instead of just launching the ball into orbit. Flanking them are the fullbacks, left back, LB, and right back, RB. Historically, this was a quiet space for average players. Today, it's a grueling endurance test. Push them slightly higher into a back 5 system, and they become wingbacks, LWB/RWB. Their reward for having infinite stamina is the privilege of sprinting 100 yards to join an attack, missing the cross, and then being screamed at to sprint 100 yards back to cover the counterattack. PT2, the engine room. Move into the center and you enter the midfield, the engine room where tactical geniuses go to overthink things. At the base is the defensive midfielder, DM. This can be a destroyer whose entire tactical directive is violence, tackles, and tactical fouls. Or it can be a deep-lying playmaker, regista, who treats physical contact like an allergic reaction and just sits deep spraying passes around like an NFL quarterback. Just ahead of them is the standard central midfielder, CM, typically a box-to-box midfielder. These players possess 3 lungs and 0 chill, functioning as the tactical glue holding the team together. At the apex sits the attacking midfielder, AM, or the traditional number 10. The prima donnas of the midfield. They refuse to defend because they are artists, floating in tight spaces waiting to thread a single beautiful pass. PT3, the glory hunters. Finally, the front line. Out wide are the wingers, left winger, LW, and right winger, RW. Speed merchants with expensive haircuts. Modern tactics prefer inverted wingers, playing a right-footed player on the left side so they can cut inside and shoot. This ensures that instead of passing to an open teammate, they can blast the ball directly into row Z, which brings us to the striker, ST, or center forward, CF. The ultimate glory hunters. You have the giant target man, used to win wrestling matches against defenders, and the stealthy poacher, who does absolutely nothing for 89 minutes, but appears from thin air to tap in a loose ball and celebrate like they just saved the planet. Unless, of course, your manager is a tactical hipster who deploys a false 9. This is a striker who refuses to be a striker, dropping deep into midfield to throw the opposing center backs into a profound existential crisis. 11 roles, endless permutations, and millions of dollars spent on players who will inevitably ignore all of these instructions the moment they hear the crowd boo. But hey, at least the jerseys look nice. Until next week, when the manager loses 4-0 and changes the formation entirely.